I'd like to talk a little bit about executive function difficulties. Executive function is something that we often talk about in dyslexia, but we don't always clarify what we mean by executive function. Effectively, most people have a personal assistant or a secretary living inside their heads. People with dyslexia don't. And that's what it is to lack executive function. And when we say, what does a personal assistant do? What does a secretary do? Well, these people, they organise our timetables. They tell us where we need to be at particular times. They prioritise our tasks for us. They help sort out the tasks that otherwise we might not be able to sort out ourselves. So executive function problems are problems whereby we think, oh God, I've got certain things to do, but then the ability to order those things in our minds, the ability to put a timetable on them in our minds, and the ability to prioritize them in our minds is lacking. It also affects emotional control. So it can mean that emotionally, people with executive function issues can get overwhelmed. It also means that sometimes they find reactivity difficult. This is reactivity not only to emotional things, but also to everyday things, such as changes in schedule, changes in plans. So people who have got a plan and then that plan changes at the last minute, people with executive function problems may struggle with that. So these are a few of the things that executive functioning affects. It also affects working memory. And working memory is something that's very, very closely associated with dyslexia. So working memory is effectively that ability to take short-term memory and then apply the short-term memory. So it's the application of short-term memory. It's not simply short-term memory. And so those people with executive functioning issues have effectively got this four-pronged attack on their ability to take part in everyday life: memory, decision-making, reactivity and flexibility, and ordering things, effectively dealing with problems of everyday life. And until we accept that this is very closely associated with dyslexia, then we're just going to look at it as a phonological processing problem or something about how words appear on a page. But it's far more complex than that. There are some really positive things associated with dyslexia. Executive functioning difficulties is not one of them.